Now the theme of this talk is to show how a sequence of events that were set in motion in Turkey a long time ago eventually ended up culminating in India's partition. The other theme of this talk is that since we have covered the careers of Ataturk and Gandhi in some detail, these are two extremely different leaders who are both regarded as the fathers of their nation. Why not compare and contrast them and see what that throws up? So we can do that by asking the following questions. Was Gandhi a good leader? Was he a strong leader? Was he successful? Was he a bad leader, a poor leader, a weak leader? Did he fail as a leader? And what about Ataturk? Was he a good leader? Was he a strong leader? Was he successful, or was he a bad leader? So how do we determine this answer? Do we go by gut feeling, or is there a more rigorous way of evaluating a leader's leadership qualities? So what if we ask this question instead? As a leader, what was Gandhi's constituency? In other words, whom did Gandhi represent as a leader? Whom did he serve? So this question reveals two things. First, the essence of leadership is service. And second, one cannot be a leader without having a constituency. So what's a constituency? It's a finite set of people whose interests a leader protects and promotes. It's a finite set of people whom the leader represents and serves. So the essence of leadership is service, the service of one's constituency. A leader's constituency is always finite. So we all recognize these words. We know what they mean. But do we know what they represent? These words represent a leader's promise to his constituency, to his people, to the people he serves. The leader is obviously Lord Krishna, as we know. And who are the people whom he serves? They are the people who follow the paths of righteousness, of dharma. And there is a finite group of people. It's not infinite, because not everybody follows dharma or wants dharma to prevail. And therefore, this shows us that the essence of leadership is the service of a finite number of people, a finite constituency. So if you think of any great leader, you will be immediately able to identify who is their constituency. For example, whom did Julius Caesar serve? The people of Rome, right? What about Napoleon? The people of France. What about Abraham Lincoln? The United States. Ataturk? And so it's immediately clear, isn't it? So what about this gentleman? Whom does he serve? Himself. Whom does the Prime Minister of Pakistan serve? Does he serve the people or does he serve the army? And whom does the Pakistan army serve? Whom did this gentleman serve? Whom did Gandhi serve? Did he serve the people of India, the entire undivided population of India? Did he serve the Indian civilization? Did he serve a subset of that population, the Hindus, Sikhs, etc.? Did he serve the Muslims? Or did he serve the British? So that's a question we need to ponder about. Were Gandhi's actions aligned with India's national interest? And what about Ataturk? Were his actions aligned with the national interest of Turkey? So once again, to answer these questions, we need to ask ourselves, what is the national interest? Is it some vague, arbitrary, undefinable concept? Or is it something that we can actually define in a more precise manner? So how about we define the national interest as ensuring the long-term security, prosperity, and territorial integrity of the nation and its people? So what was missing in our definition of the national interest? It is self-determination and cultural integrity. So our improved definition of the national interest could be ensuring the long-term security, prosperity, territorial integrity, self-determination, and cultural integrity of a nation and its people. So that's not a very bad definition, and we can use this definition to answer that question which we asked earlier. Yes, were Gandhi's actions aligned with India's national interest? Based on that definition that we just saw. And what about Ataturk? So there is something that we can think about. And one more question. What if instead of Ataturk, Turkey had a leader who had Gandhi's qualities? And what if instead of Gandhi, India had a leader of Ataturk's qualities? Would history have turned out differently?